Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining today. My name is Melissa, and welcome to Sunrise Stretch. So as we practice today, just remember to listen to your body. So if any stretches do not work for you, you can always skip them and come out and modify. And things that you may want for your practice today is it could be nice to have a yoga mat. It might be nice to have a block and a blanket close by. And of course, if you don't have those, that's okay. We'll just kind of work around those through the practice. They're just there to support you, maybe to enhance the practice a little bit. So as we get started today, let's come on down into a nice reclining posture. So you can lay down onto your back. And we are going to start with a nice little flow on our legs and our hips. So as you come down onto your back, let's bring our knees into our chest. We are going to gently rock to the right and gently rock to the left. And then this is really a nice little massage for the low back, gently releasing those back muscles. As you come to stillness here, let's relax our left foot down onto the mat. So either your foot is planted or you can straighten out your leg as well. Let's bring our right knee into our chest. Fingers can interlock, gentle support of the knee. And let's begin to create some circles and some movement here. So you may want to release one of those hands and just create the movement with one hand. And then as you're flowing here, maybe find large circles or maybe find smaller circles. Let's begin to circle in the other direction. So just reverse that movement. Maybe notice if it feels more natural to circle this way. It might feel a little unnatural to circle this way. As you come into stillness, maybe interlock the fingers, reach for the front of the knee, and then let's give that knee a little pull in so we can just draw that knee into our body. And then for this one, we're just going to try to use a little arm strength and find a little bit of shoulder strength to really draw that leg in. And then gently releasing, we can take our right knee off to the right shoulder. So this time we want to try to avoid our stomach and avoid our rib cage. So if you can try to draw that knee to the outside of the stomach and the rib cage, and then also pull it into the underarm area. And this is going to give you a nice stretch in the hip. Letting that one go. Let's take the sole of our right foot to the inside of the left leg. So you'll be on the outer edge of your right foot. You can have your heel pressing in through that left foot. Maybe lift the hips up to balance off the hips off evenly here. Maybe bring your hands up and overhead if you'd like a shoulder stretch. And just breathing here for a moment. So this is a reclining tree pose, and this pose is nice for a hip stretch and good for your low back, and also great for the shoulders as well. And from here, let's bring this into a spinal twist. So right knee will move to the left. And as you take your spinal twist, you can keep your left leg straight if you would like. You can also bend your knees also. That's another variation of a spinal twist. Maybe gaze off your right shoulder. Feel that right shoulder relax down with each breath. And begin to release. Let's take our knees into our chest. We will hug them in. Arms, hands around knees or shins. And we'll take that gentle rock to the right and a gentle rock to the left. Gently relax that right leg down. So either straight or have the foot planted. Let's bring that left knee into the chest and stomach and circle. Maybe using one or two hands. Circle in the other direction. So just reverse that movement. And then as you find stillness here, pulling that knee right into the stomach. So fingers will interlock, gently support the front of the knee, and then pull that knee in. So what can be common is that elbows will flare out to the sides of the room. So gently wrap the elbows in towards your body. Pull that knee right in so that the elbows run straight back. Releasing, and then shifting your left knee to the left a bit more. So this time, let's try to avoid our rib cage and avoid the stomach. And pull the knee into the underarm area. And that's going to give you that hip stretch, but it might be a little different hip stretch here. Releasing into that reclining tree pose. So we're going to press in through the outside of our left leg, maybe press in through your right heel, lift the hips up to balance off the hips evenly. Hands can reach up and overhead if you'd like that shoulder stretch. Maybe close the eyes here, and as we hold this one, our body can gently open a little bit more. So as we hold this one, the shoulders can open a bit more. We can get that opening in our hips. Maybe relax the eyebrows, relax your jaw. And try to relax the back of your head and neck. Relax the shoulders, arms, and hands. Relax the upper, mid, and low back. Relax your legs. Relax your feet. And then gently releasing this one, we can take our left knee to the right. So let's bring ourselves into a spinal twist. We're just going to float that knee over. Maybe have one leg straight and then one leg bend, or maybe bend both of them. And if you wanted more of a spinal twist, maybe relax your left shoulder down onto the ground. Maybe gaze off your left shoulder. Breathe in and breathe out. Bringing yourself back to neutral, right back onto your back. Take your knees into your chest, arms, hands around knees or shins. And let's gently rock to the right and gently rock to the left. Let's work a little bit with our spine. We'll try a moving, breathing bridge pose. So for this one, you can take your feet in line with your hips. Knees are bent. Let's engage the core. So tailbone will tuck. Let's lift our low back up. Mid back lifts from the mat. And then tailbone will tuck. Mid back lowers and low back lowers. Tailbone will tuck. Low back lifts. Mid back lifts. Tailbone tucks. Mid back lowers and low back lowers. Let's begin to work with the spine here. Try to lengthen your spine as you inhale. Lengthen your spine as you exhale. As you inhale, feel each vertebrae lift from the mat. So feel the space between the vertebrae lift from the mat. And then with each exhale, feel the vertebrae lowering. And then also feel the space between the vertebrae lowering. Feel that really strong connection through your feet. So press through the inside and the outside of each foot. Maybe imagine that you could squeeze a beach ball between the knees. So legs are really active, engaged and energized. And then this is our back bend. We get a nice back bend for our low back, mid back, and upper back. So to come out of the stretch, let your tailbone tuck. Come on down and lower one vertebrae at a time. So you'll feel your upper back lower, mid back, and low back come down. Let's take the soles of the feet to touch. Knees come away from one another. This brings us into a really nice hip stretch and a wonderful reset for our low back. Let's take our arms along our body and gently relax. And you can also take your hands onto the body as well if you wanted to connect with your body here. Maybe close your eyes. Breathe in and breathe out. With each exhale, just letting tension melt from your mind and your body. Help of the hands, knees can float together. Take your knees to your chest, hug them in. Gentle rock to the right and gentle rock to the left. And then bringing that rocking side to side movement into a little bit of a circular movement. And circle in the other direction. Let's bring ourselves to seated. So we can do a nice little rock and roll through the spine to flow on up into a comfortable seated position. And then as you come into seated here, you can sit in any way that feels comfortable. Maybe extend your legs out in front of you. Maybe have those legs crossed. Let's take our chin to our chest as you exhale. We're going to do a round of our back. And then let the heart float forward. Let your shoulders relax from the ears. Chin to your chest and exhale, round through your back. Heart floats forward, shoulders relax. Flow through the spine here. So this is a wonderful stretch for creating more flexibility in the spine. Can be so nice for releasing tension if you're holding that in your low back, holding that in the shoulders, holding that in the upper back as well. So just really good for moving that circulation. Let's take ourselves to a neutral spine here. Hands to the sky, breathe in. Fingers will interlock, then release the index fingers. This one is a steeple hand. Steeple hands, let's lengthen. We're gonna release off towards the left. Pull yourself through center, lengthen, and come off to the right. We are just gonna flow side to side here. Lengthening as you inhale. Lengthening as you exhale. Maybe each time try to reach and stretch up and out of the waist a little bit more to create that lateral flexibility in your spine. We can release our hands off towards the left. We'll pause here for a moment. Almost create a little sensation that that left hand can pull your right hand to the left side of the room. Come back to center. Let's lengthen and release off towards the right. Maybe imagine that that right hand could pull your left hand to the right side of the room. Let's take ourselves back to neutral. Releasing your hands to the right on the exhale for a seated spinal twist. Maybe gaze off your right shoulder. And just noticing if that helps you move a little deeper into your twist. Hands to the sky. Let's breathe here. And release to the left. With your in-breath, feel your spine lengthen. On your out-breath, allow for your twist to deepen. Come back to center. Let's realign here. Hands to the sky, full breath in. And hands at the heart as you exhale. Let's take our right hand, relax it down onto the mat. Left hand up and over. Reach for the right side of your head. Lengthen. Left ear to left ear on exhale, soften. We're just going to work a little bit with our neck, aiming to release any tension in the neck that you're holding on to. Relaxing that left hand down, right hand up and over, full breath in. Let's exhale to soften, right ear to right shoulder. And release. We'll realign here. Let's take our chin to our chest, letting the back of the neck lengthen here. Gaze to the sky. Gently relax your head back. Back on through to neutral. Nice full breath to lengthen. Let's take our gaze off the right shoulder. Give yourself a neck twist here. Back to neutral. Lengthen. Gaze off the left. Back to center. Nice full breath here to lengthen. Hands will sweep up towards the sky. Let's take our hands into prayer. And hands at the heart as you breathe out. Inhale, let's reach up and stretch up. And release. Let's go 3 more times here. Hands at the heart space. Circle in the other direction. Fingertips up. Arms sweep out and around. Great. Let's gently release the hands down. Bring yourself into tabletop. And as you take table, feel free to grab a blanket if you wanted to pad your knees. So take our knees, our hips in line. We'll bring our wrists, our shoulders in line, and feel the fingers standing out nice and wide. Let's look off our right shoulder. Look back for your right toes. Bring yourself into a C curve for the spine. Come back to neutral. Let's lower our stomach, lift up through the heart. Back to neutral. Gaze off your left shoulder. Back to neutral and chin to your chest as you exhale. Let's work through that one more time. So a neutral spine here. Look off the right shoulder. Gaze to those right toes. Back to neutral. Lower your stomach, lift up your heart. Back to neutral. Gaze off your left shoulder. Find that nice C curve in the spine once again. Neutral spine and chin to chest as you exhale. As you breathe here, let's lift into a down dog on exhale. Hips to the sky and shake it out a little bit here. Bend one knee, bend the other knee. Relax your head, yes, and relax your head, no. As you find stillness, let's come on through into a forward fold. So we'll walk our toes to our hands and folding here and shaking it out. So if the ground is feeling really far away, you could use those blocks if you wanted. You could take your hands up on blocks. And you can also have a deep bend in the knees as well. As you come to stillness here, let's take our hands to the right, side stretch. Give yourself a little bit more of a hamstring stretch, a little bit more of a calf stretch here. Back to center, hands off towards the left. Reaching and stretching from the waist, lengthen the side body, the arm, the fingertips. Back on through the center. Core engages, let's roll on up through the spine. We're gonna float on up one vertebrae at a time, no rush to stand on up. And then as you come up to stand, let's take our shoulders up, back, and down. Breathe in and out. One more time. Good. Let's take our feet out nice and wide. We are going to have a little bend in our knees. Let's just take a nice full breath in, reach and stretch the hands to the sky. We are going to cross our wrists. Maybe do a little bend in the knees as you lower down, cross the wrists again. Full breath in, reach up and stretch up, maybe cross in the opposite direction, right hand on top, then bring the left hand on top, float it down, and we're just gonna flow here. Call this one sunrise stretches. Good. Let's begin to release that one. We are going to step the feet together and then have your feet about the distance of your hips. Take your hands to the sky, breathe in. Take your right hand down your back. Let your left hand draw you into that shoulder release. Try to relax your shoulders from your ears. See if you can create a little bit of space here between the ears and the shoulders. Hands to the sky, breathe in. Left hand lowers, right hand can draw you into that release. Go nice and firmly through the feet. Try to lengthen the whole entire spine. And release. Hands can relax down. Let's take it into 3 shoulder rolls. Take the shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale, exhale. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope your mind and your body is feeling a little bit better. I know I feel nice and relaxed. My body feels like I just had a massage, which feels great. So I hope that you have a wonderful day today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next class. Take care.